I remember there was this like YouTube video, Lil Wayne, he was in the studio. He was like, man, repetition is the father of learning. In the studio when he said that, I was like, damn. So if I just do it over and over, I would just get better.
One more time, homie. Spin the rock, spin it one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the One More Time podcast. I'm Playback Ben here with my co-host.
Henry with the 3, a.k.a. the Trap Jack Black.
Trap Jack Black. Who do we have in the hot seat today, my friend?
Welcoming in on episode 89 of the One More Time podcast, one of the most legendary writers out of the South. It's a king remembered in time, Big Crit.
Crizzle.
Yes. Yes.
You're not supposed to like the roast.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes. Awesome.
It's a good one.
In all seriousness, we do have a super dope songwriter, one of the hardest rappers in the underground scene here in Atlanta. We got Mikey Aristotle, a.k.a. Michael Aristotle.
Mikey.
On all streaming platforms. You're one of those guys, man, where you have basically been just associated with so many different people that we know.
Yeah.
I mean, even the unreleased track that you sent us happened to maybe have a couple guys that have sat in this seat.
Absolutely.
as
Two
well.
past guests.
Yeah. So it was, and I didn't even know you had, deep ties to either of them, for example. So
Definitely.
exactly. So it was just another example of like, holy shit, like this guy's everywhere. I mean, you've, been associated with a client that I used to work with, Money Making Neek, also one of the dopest rappers that I've ever heard come out of Atlanta. So really, really appreciate you coming on, man. I know you're a fan of the show too, which is a beautiful thing. That means a lot to us.
Yep.
So I saw a clip on Twitter that you had retweeted of Missy Elliott, Misdemeanor Elliott, shouting you out specifically. This was like a few years ago, but then I did see you post like another picture with her. So assumedly you've done some work with the queen, Missy Elliott herself.
Absolutely.
Like what is the nature of your relationship with Missy?
And by the way, even before you say that, we did a female rapper draft.
She was my number one, I'm
Ben
pretty sure.
took her first overall, so
Awesome.
he's a fan.
Yeah, she's the queen.
She is.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know where to start. She's like my mentor. We work on a lot of music, lots of music together. It's so crazy, man. We started working in 2018. This goes back to like my first placement was a light skin Keisha placement. It was a treadmill. So
Shout out Keisha.
And I did a treadmill. I guess people started, hearing about it. And my old management, I used to be over at Tree Sound Studios, and they knew Jeff Sledge, which is my manager now, and they were working on Missy's project. So they were like, yo, we got these, these cool guys, Michael Aristotle, Willie Hendricks, see if you want to, meet them and stuff. So Jeff Sledge, he comes to a show. I'm opening for Deontay Hitchcock.
Shout out
At the
Deontay.
time. Yep. Opening for him. Jeff comes through. Like, he was like, man, this is crazy. Like, your set was crazy. Who does the beats? Introduce him to Willie Hendricks. And then next thing you know, weeks later, we're working on, Missy's project. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
The songwriter world is such a untapped for most people. They don't really understand it, me included, right? So how did it work? Like starting off, working on Missy's project. Like what does that actually mean? Like what were you doing and how did you approach it?
Just ideas, just ideas. You don't write for, you write with. You bounce back ideas. And it was fun, Cool Off and Throw It Back. Those are the ones that came out. But we worked on a lot of music, like hundreds of songs and cool ideas. So it's really just about bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whatever comes out, you never know what's going to come out. You never know. That's the thing that's funny to me about the songwriting world is you guys can be so locked in on a record and you like, oh man, when this comes out, this is going to be like crazy. And then, time goes by and it never comes out.
Yeah.
So, you kind of just keep moving on to
I was actually thinking that sound effect in my head hearing that.
It is, yeah. But it's cool though, because you get better and better, you know? And then eventually you guys become like family. She's like family. now. You know, I like she'll, you know, hit me up out of nowhere sometimes. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm on the phone. You know, but
Just checking in on you, Mikey. What's good?
Yeah, you know, like she's like my mentor for real, for real. We really had those talks, and even with my own music, she even gets on me about like stuff like, hey, you know, you need to get out your comfort zone with this thing. Like sometimes I feel like you're in this bubble with things. You need to do this with your voice, do that. Like change this. You don't have to be rapidy rap all the time. Sometimes one expression gets, you know, it summarizes everything you were trying to put in the 16 bars. So yeah, her telling me that just make me better. Like she definitely made me better, you know, with my own music. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you mentioned kind of stepping out of the comfort zone. If I were to summarize what made like her and obviously Timbaland so successful and so unique was exactly that. I think I've heard Timbaland talk about like they created almost in a bubble where they didn't even
no outside influence,
know what the fuck was happening outside, right? And just completely took this like leap of faith into weirdo land, right? Kind of just like who knows what the fuck we're making, and it sounds off kilter, right? We
Very
don't really
accurate.
know that this is gonna work, but it felt good, right? And it felt like challenging and like daring almost. So is she kind of suggesting that like you go into that world that maybe she was in, you know, back when a lot of those, you know, early Missy records were coming out?
Yeah, she was just like, she was always like, she was like, you know, when we were making these songs, like we were just trying to do different things. You know, we were trying to really push the envelope, but we didn't know we would push it like that far. Yeah. You know, we were just challenging each other. So one thing she said to me and Willie was challenge each other, push each other. You know, when one sees the other like going just as hard, like you should want to reach that level. You guys should just be...
It's competitive.
Yeah. Kind of competitive in a sense.
Friendly competition.
Friendly competition. But like your best self. You know what I mean? Like try your best. Like push each other. You know, when Willie's making a beat, like he should be doing stuff that should make you want to just like, you know, go in a different pocket. You know, you guys need each other in that sense. You know? You're not gonna have this flow if the beat isn't like this, you know. And you're not gonna when you're doing like post production, you're not gonna add this in the beat if you don't hear this from, you know, what Mikey's doing.
Shout out Willie Hendrix too. I don't know if we shouted him out, but for real, love Willie.
Yes, yeah, I mean, absolutely. For me, it's almost like someone's got to not accept mediocrity either, right? Yeah. And this is something I talk to you about too. Is like even when, you know, we're working with artists, right? Is that like, okay, cool, you made the beat. You rapped on it. The song sounds cool. Like, nah. No. Fuck that. No. That's not good enough. Like, the chances that you're going to make the best version of this song the very first chance or very first try, I would guess are like slim to none. I once again have not had a platinum record. I don't have a number one. So take this with a fucking grain of salt. But I've spoken with a lot of people who do. And what I've taken away from them is those hit records, those songs that stand the test of time, whether it's tons of post-production that went into it to make it something different than what it was originally. It's not just the first fucking version of what the song was.
No.
I go back and forth on that though, because
I don't know.
I go back and forth on that. There's a lot of examples of where it happens. There's a lot of examples where the initial vibe, there was something different. There was something. Think about Sheck West when the beat literally cut off as he's recording his first take and he goes, oh, fuck, shit. Bitch, down Sheck. That song is still legendary to this day. So that like it's about recognizing like if the song does need you to go back in and maybe make something better, or if you really captured something. It's all about the feeling, right?
Yeah, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. You'll know. The feeling will tell you everything.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the whole thing of like those are the exceptions, not the rule to like songs that
there are no
reach
rules.
a certain level.
Nope.
Well, true.
No rules.
But yeah, so with Missy and even, you know, you mentioned Light Skin Keisha right before. How is it for you writing with women artists?
You know,
do you have to shift perspective at all?
Well, of course. I mean, I'm a dude.
I'm like, Jesus, Henry.
Yeah.
Where'd you pull that question out of?
You have to switch. But nah, like
it's 2023 actually, you know? It's fluid.
Yeah, it's fluid.
I'm very progressive.
Them, they.
Yes.
No,
yeah,
like
actually, we didn't ask you your pronouns.
yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, but so
Well,
yeah.
but
Pronouns are tree, twig.
I identify as a tree.
We are canceled after this.
Yeah.
But so yes, what is the kind of process like writing for I should say with women, right?
Yeah, and it the craziest thing is like it's my whole songwriting discography is like women. I probably like two with a male singer, but or rapper. But yeah, it's mostly women, and it's really been great because it just kind of like opens your mind to like like different topics and stuff, different emotions. Like what I do is with the artists, I talk to them. What's going on in your life? What situation are you in? Are you in a relationship? How are you feeling today? So it's kind of like learning their language, learning like a woman's language for real. So it's really been I'd say rewarding, because I have a sister, so I'm able to talk to her and be more like open with her and stuff like that. Like, hey, how are you? How are you feeling? And I don't know. It's so many ways to explain it, but I think it's so cool just being able to write with women. Every woman that I've written with, like, they're extremely talented. Their range is crazy. So then I learn stuff from them, musically. They could do things with their voice that, you don't want to hear dudes like dudes.
Right.
So
tell me this.
Great.
As a producer engineer, when I'm working with artists, if you've ever experienced, I like to think of it as like almost like you're an actor or something. I'll tell them like this person that we're writing this song for on this, it's not even you.
Yep.
You're the artist, but like think like separate you from the character that we're kind of building in this song and write from the perspective of the character.
Yes.
Is that something that you've encountered?
Yes. It's like like acting. I go in the booth, I'm like, well, I know this person's their personality. How do I translate that into a song? How do I translate that into bars or like a verse?
Yeah.
I try to sound like them,
Yeah.
And it's fun till you like ride around to like your references that you did.
Yeah, you never show the references to the homies.
And you never do that. You never do because
He's like, shit.
Yeah.
That's not the one I meant to play.
Yeah, it's funny because if you're you're chilling with all your homies and stuff and you're just playing music and one of like little idea references you do, but you're talking in the perspective of like a woman. So they hear, the dude
he
saying
want this pussy.
Yeah, it's so
Jesus, Henry.
Sorry.
No, it's like that. It's hilarious, like he wanna and dude's like, hey man, what's going on, man? Hey,
just hearing you say it is super jarring. I'm sure,
and it's always funny because like even when you're in songwriting camps, and let's say you guys are working on like a female artist. One by one, like the male songwriter is like going in the booth and he's talking like a woman as well.
Yeah.
So all of you guys are going in the booth making all of these verses in the perspective of that artist, which happened to be a female at the time. So
some pauses getting thrown out, maybe.
Or I'm sure
it's crazy.
Your first one had to be like super weird, right?
Oh yeah.
Because like at this point, y'all are probably all there and you've done this a million times. So like maybe like holding back the laughter is like a lot easier.
Yeah.
But like first time, you're probably like, "Did you fucking hear what this guy just said?"
Yeah, you just like, especially if your friends are in the studio session, they just come by for a minette.
Oh, they can't come.
Yeah, no. It's, I had to learn that. And I'm like, sometimes I would have to warn, hey guys, I'm doing this for like a woman right
I'm
here.
a professional.
Yeah. So I have to be her for this this song.
I'm gonna maybe rap about pussy and
about
wanting dick.
I wonder who wrote the Minuteman song. I wonder with Luda, right, and Timbaland. That would have been a fun one.
Yeah. She wrote that.
I think she wrote that one. Yeah.
So you've always had a way with words. At least in another interview I saw, like this isn't like something that came to you late? Like, do you feel like you've always kind of had like the gift of gab, if you will, like being able to talk and like put words together?
I think so. Yeah. Not even being like cocky, but I started writing poems for like girls because, you know, what kid isn't into women at a, like, you know, what little boy isn't into like women at a very young age?
Wait, I can impress them with my words.
Yeah. And that's dope. And that's all
I was passing notes, but they were poems.
Yeah.
Not just like, hey.
Yeah, passing like poems. Hey, like, you know, would you like read this and stuff?
Roses are red, baby girl.
Yeah, stuff like, you know, stuff like that. But mine's were so like, I'm 12, but I'm like, I have to, my poems are so like grown.
Yeah.
That the girls
they didn't even know what they were reading at that point.
Metaphors, personification. He's going crazy.
Yeah, I'm just going crazy. I got metaphors. Like girls are like,
full stanzas.
Whoa. You know, like make songs for girls, just different things.
Yeah. So like how much of that side of rap do you think can be developed?
What you mean? Like,
so is natural versus
almost the nature versus nurture argument, right? Like how much of it is just like Mikey Aristotle can fucking put words together. Just even if you didn't try, that was just like what came natural to you versus how much of it, and this is, you know, maybe just your experience working with tons of artists over the years being in the game, do you see like, oh shit, like this guy kind of sucked back in the, no, I'm just being sorry, like this guy kind of sucked back in the day, he's kind of fire now. So clearly you saw it like able to be developed. Like how much do you think is natural versus like able to be, you know, developed?
Oh, you like you said, like with the nurturing part, like you have to really keep doing it. You know, now don't get me wrong, I was good, but I'm not like you know, I think I'm fine now, but not back then. I still had some work to do. So it just goes with like repetition. You know, I remember there was this like YouTube video, Lil Wayne, he was in the studio and he was like, you know, man, repetition is the father of learning.
It's a great impression, by the way.
And he was, you know, in the studio when he said that, I was like, damn. So if I just do it over and over, I would just get better. And I started getting better, you know. And I seen that when I was 14 or 15. Anyways, I just, you know, over time, I just kept doing it. And then I started, you know, getting good with metaphors. Then I started watching battle rap. My favorite battle rapper is Daylight. And he is like the craziest with wordplay to me. So I was like, oh man, like he was like, lava, this flow hot, like this, you know, and I was like, oh, flow, like flow.
Oh shit. I just came to.
I was like, where's he going with this?
yeah, lava, this flow hot. No, like, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So I'm like, okay, I want somebody to react like that with me. So I started playing with words. You know, I said, there's this new one that's about to come out, I guess when this comes out. But I was like, this ain't a situation ship, but you could come on board. Like that, right? Like, yeah.
Ship.
Oh, shit. I like that.
No, that's,
I got better lines than that, but that was just on
and
top.
come.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for, Henry.
Sex jokes. But yeah.
But if someone isn't born with it and they just work their ass off, do you think they can meet the level of someone that is maybe has it but doesn't work as hard?
Yeah, just doing it over and over. Remember, repetition is the father of learning.
Yeah. So like, what is the actual process though of leveling up when it comes to being a good writer? And I guess I kind of want to separate like the writing side, because like rapping is such a like delivery art form as well. The words can be dope, but if you can't fucking say them in a cool way that's impactful, it doesn't really matter how good the bars are.
Just
to
studying.
be honest,
You just gotta study.
Studying.
Yeah, and I don't mean like you know, like writing that, you know, like studying as in just sitting and like watching stuff sometimes, getting inspired, you know, even when you have writer's block, it's cool to just watch documentaries. Like for the 100th time now, I'm watching the Defiant ones. You know, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine.
My alarm is literally the clip from the Defiant ones of you know, fear fear is a powerful thing. It's got some real firepower. And that's the intro of All in a Day's Work off of Dre's album with Anderson .Paak. Mm-hmm. And that clip from the Defiant Ones is just like a legendary Jimmy Iovine quote.
Yes.
And like the whole like horses, with the blinders.
Oh, that's
shit.
my favorite
That shit gets
part.
me fired the fuck up.
That's my favorite
Borderline
part.
more than Diddy being like, what can't I do? And like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
He was like, you just go.
Yeah.
Go. And then 50 Cent
I know.
comes on.
Go,
I'm like, oh.
go Sean. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm about to watch that tonight.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredible. So have you actually watched it 100 times? Like, was that
100
exact?
times. Yeah.
100 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Today, I watched it this morning.
For the 100th.
For the 100th.
The 100th anniversary
morning
of
was
him
100.
watching the Defiant Ones.
100th.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So just outside of even the music, like just anything can it influence the writing then?
Yes, anything.
Yeah.
Going out to a bar, like I go to Colony Square in Midtown a lot just to chill, just get a vibe. I like the ceilings, like I'm weird like that. Like I like the aesthetic of the place. I order like a Paloma, tequila, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just chill. Sometimes like I look around and I'm seeing people go about their day. People are having conversations. And I don't know, like little things like that will make you just think about, certain situations in your life, or, you might be reminiscing at a certain time and it might inspire some lines for you, So life inspires me. Not just documentaries, listening to different albums, but going outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how much of it is, because, I'm going to be honest, for me, getting into the interview game, right? Like I was already interested in watching and listening to interviews, right? Mm-hmm. So the likes of No Jumper or Joe Rogan or whoever, right, is conducting interviews. That was already like an interest of mine.
Yeah.
But then I did catch myself of like, oh shit, like I am getting better as I listen to how they navigate conversations, how they weave into questions and keep it organic, but yet they've clearly prepared some stuff that they want to get to. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, how much of it is you actually listening to and like studying the rapper side of it?
Yeah.
Like the music. Is that important for you? Because for me, seeing people interview to then become a good interviewer, that was borderline, like for sure what's leveled me up.
Like being intentional.
Like actually seeing people do what I do.
Yeah.
Versus you go to a bar, no one's out there dropping 16s in the bar, right?
Yeah, I'm leaving if that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But for you, how much of it is like studying from a like rapper perspective and like songwriter perspective?
Yeah, I would say
less than
I would have thought.
The amount of organic.
Less than. Yeah. I don't know. I can't really put a like time limit on it. I can't put
but it's not like an overwhelming majority.
No,
whereas for me, that's like the main thing that's leveled me up.
But it works for different people,
Sure.
Yeah, it works for different people. Like if I do that, like if I like I'm gonna overthink a lot of things, So I feel like it's just a different process for me. It's like an overtime type of thing.
Yeah, and I do catch myself, the whole blinders thing, right? Is like you can't really look at like what is No Jumper doing with their interviews and what is Joe Rogan doing with his, even though it's tempting because they're at a different level than like, where we're at currently. But to your point, maybe it is just almost like, all right, you can do this. Yeah. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, just do it.
do it a bunch and do it better and better and better each time.
Just starting.
I think earlier on is when you're kind of looking at other people, like someone that just picked up an instrument, they're playing covers and stuff first, and you're kind of comparing, and then I think you reach a level where you do get the confidence, and you do get the ability to kind of just be in your own lane and put the blinders on later, right? I think it kind of shifts maybe over the career.
Yeah, it does. Like you said, because you're just starting, so you really want to know how to do this.
Yeah, the technical part of it, like if I'm learning how to make beats, I got to watch someone on YouTube make a beat and like understand the process of it. And then, but eventually when you get in your flow, then you can kind of maybe look
for sure
straighter.
So I heard you say Biggie Smalls was your favorite rapper in another interview. Is that still the gospel today?
Yeah.
Biggie is the number one.
Biggie is number one.
What is it about, like obviously we all know him and know what we love about him, but like for you specifically, what's it about Biggie?
He was just like unapologetically himself. Just he put a lot of his insecurities. Yeah, he rapped like gangster shit time to time, but a lot of records he did put a lot of like honesty and just truth to who he was. All his insecurities, flaws and everything. He put that. So early on as a kid, not only that, but his raps used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid and certain things like scare you, you kind of still like
you remember it.
Yeah, you remember it. It sticks with you. So I remember Ready to Die like scaring the living shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
And then remembering every word. So imagine a 12-year-old on your street knowing every word to the whole Ready to Die.
That would scare me.
Yeah, scare the so
the 12-year-old.
Yeah, the interludes, like, man, it was crazy. And just his ability to flow over beats was so cool. Like, he was just the coolest nigga to me. Like, I still to this day, I listen to his stuff. Like, one of my favorite songs by him is it is Big Papa for sure. But the remix of Big Papa, the one that Jermaine Dupri did. So the So Def remix to Big Papa, when he switches up the third verse, like his flow on that. And I was like, man, I can see everything he's saying. When he describes a car, he'll tell you about the interior. He'll tell you about the color of the Land Cruiser that he's in. He'll tell you all of these stories and you can see everything he's saying word for word. Like, it's like a movie.
Oh,
so
yeah. I mean, even like the scary shit that you were kind of mentioning, like people knocking at the door with like guns and shit. Like, you literally could feel that.
You can, like,
as if someone's at your fucking door and like red beam on you like, holy shit. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be in way more GOAT conversations if he had a bigger discography.
Yeah, but a testament to why he's so great is the fact that he doesn't even have a bigger discography.
And he's still in the conversation.
He's still like.
But is that kind of a crutch? I don't know. Some people would argue that like he didn't have time
like
to get lame, and peter out, and make like Eminem. A lot of people say like his later shit is kind of garbage. He fell off.
That's an interesting argument.
What if he died? If he died after Relapse or something like 2009, like. I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a thought.
It's a sad thought, but
it's, me personally, I don't think Biggie would have made like a lot more albums though. I think he would have been like an executive. He was already, Lil Kim was already, while he was alive, Lil Kim was already going crazy. Even Junior Mafia was, going crazy. So I think he would have been at the head of like not only his own stuff, but he probably would have partnered executive at Bad Boy.
Yeah,
I could have seen that.
Yeah,
it's like his ear is crazy too. So yeah, I don't care that he doesn't have a bigger discography. I don't give a fuck.
Selfishly, you must want more Biggie music though. At least,
of course,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear like Biggie like rapping on like a Metro Boomin.
Yeah, holy shit, crazy.
On YouTube, there's like somebody took some Biggie vocals and they put it over Wicked, which is my favorite Future song, favorite Metro beat. And I was like, man, even like his flow in the 90s is still going crazy over Wicked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm always amazed at his rap still to this day. The aggressiveness in his voice, like his tone.
It's believable.
Yeah, it's so believable. Like, he could steal your girl.
Yeah.
He could slap the shit out of you. Probably shoot you. But
you could also probably go out and get a meal with him.
Yeah, but you could go out and you're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
He could do a lot of things, but yeah. So that's my ramble on Biggie.
No, I love him too, man. He's the GOAT for sure. So like, how good does it feel when you put like pen to paper or, fucking iPhone notes, however it is that you get your like thoughts out, right? Or even just straight in the booth, whatever. How good does it feel when you're like, when you got like a bar that's just like, that's just like an undeniable bar, metaphors on point,
man,
or a 16, whatever. Like what's that feeling? I've never had it, right? Like, what's that feeling like?
It's like sex, man. It's like sex. It's
gotta be. I'm just like thinking about it. Like, man,
it's crazy. Like I'm so happy that there's no hidden cameras around when I'm writing, in my notepad and stuff like that. All my friends, please don't put hidden, don't prank me now because you're hearing this now.
Yeah.
But as I'm writing, I'll get to a bar and then I'll just like, oh shit. And I'll just like throw my phone, get up. I am the best. I am the greatest. And then it's like, all right. And then just back to it. It just feels amazing.
That's the best answer. Because I was like, that's what I think I would do.
Mm-hmm. And then you get in like a flow when you get into a rhythm where you're just bar after bar after bar.
Yep.
It's like a streak of that.
Crazy.
You just
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna just scroll it for
let's
you.
get it.
Yeah.
Exclusives.
Yeah. This is my notepad. And they're nothing but rhymes.
It's just that's just all rhymes.
All rhymes.
Wow.
Sheesh.
It goes all the way.
Give us a little pick one at random and give us a little 4-bar.
How do you like navigate that? That seems like almost like database overload, of like
It's abstract.
That's like the producers that have like hundreds and thousands of beats. It's like, how do you even remember like where the one is that you need at the time,
For me, well, thanks to shout out to Steve Jobs.
Oh, you're just searching it up. You're like, I remember this. I had this bar about like,
this is crazy.
about like a Lambo truck, and
Right.
Give us 4 bars from one of them at random.
4 bars?
Yeah.
yeah, just random 4.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
No vetting. Just pick one.
Just random 4.
Yeah.
say, got a lot of bombs I've been dropping away. I've been going hard since the top of the day. I don't want to be on a relationship. I'm better left alone at the dock of the bay. Shorty want to go inside my pocket and play. Spend it on the dinner, get some lobster and steak. I was busy throwing all my hobbies away. Put my heart inside a box, then I lock it away.
Woo! Fire.
My heart inside a box.
You know it.
That's
and
dope.
this right here, this is I got this note called like new raps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what I do is like if I'm just driving and a line just comes to my head, I'm like, oh shit, I need to write that.
By the way, that's been a theme on the podcast. Being in a car is hella inspiring.
Why is driving?
People love riding in cars.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's in Atlanta
which seems
too. It
dangerous.
just well, yeah.
Yeah. Don't write and drive.
Yeah.
But
maybe a voice note.
Yeah. I wrote 2 days ago in my car.
Yeah, wow. So, speaking of favorite rappers, like one of my favorite rappers is still J. Cole to this day. And I rewatched the Revenge documentary about the whole Revenge of the Dreamers 3 sessions here in Atlanta.
Were you there?
So so you were there, right? So like we've
Maybe
had
the 4th or 5th.
We've had like several people on here
seen.
paint us their picture of what it is that was going on.
Yeah.
Like what was your experience like from the Michael Aristotle lens? How would you describe the ROTD3 sessions here in Atlanta?
Unfucking believable. So my situation is kind of unique in a sense because I was living there at Tree Sound.
Living.
You were already previously.
I was living there.
No, like living.
living
Like
there.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Showering. Shitting.
I mean, yeah.
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 Okay. Okay.
I'm not backed up here.
So they just kind of like invaded your, home at that point.
Yeah.
J. Cole took over your house.
All of my favorite rappers came to my house.
Why are the Milwaukee Bucks in my living room?
Giannis, what's going on? Donuts. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
because your manager at the time.
Yeah. So my management at the time, they were there. That was their studio at the moment.
Yeah.
And me and Willie, we was working on like Missy's project, but we ended up having to move into the studio because we were at the studio so much. We, kind of wasn't showing up for work, So we had to kind of like leave the apartments we were in, voluntarily evicted.
Let the record show.
The
First ever voluntary eviction.
Okay. They didn't kick us out. We kicked ourselves out. All right. Okay?
We do not want to pay rent when we are not here ever.
No, we are not here. So we're gonna do you guys a favor.
Yeah.
And we are leaving. All right. This is too much for us.
Okay.
We are gone.
Okay.
So we left the apartments.
Wow.
And we moved into Tree Sound. And we had like these separate spaces. So sometimes I crash on like the couches in the studio. Except when
which there's tons of comfy ass couches in Tree Sound.
Amazing. So
I'd love to sleep in Tree Sound, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
sounds like a fireplace to just like camp out.
It's pretty cool. It does get weird though. Like when there's like, because there's not like a lot of
there's no windows.
Yeah. So sometimes it'll be very trippy when you're
scares
recording
me.
and then you walk outside and it's nighttime.
Yeah.
But then you go back in for a minute, you lose track of time and you come out in sunlight.
But that's very intentional on their part though, by the way.
Yeah, just stay locked
Just studios in general.
It's for sure.
That's why I'm creeped out by studios.
Casinos is the same way.
That's why even here,
don't worry about what's going on out there. Focus on this shit right here.
Money.
That's why even here, I immediately go and open the one blind that I can find in this studio. Because it's like, I need to fucking know what the relative time is right now. Yeah. What's happening in the world.
Nah. You just focus on Mikey Aristotle.
Man, it was crazy, And then one of those nights, it was a Friday night. 21 Savage was recording upstairs.
In your room?
In my room. Yeah. I had to leave.
Yeah.
Because 21 was there.
Yeah.
But nah, I'm in one of the studio rooms, working on some stuff. And then one of the guys from my management, which was my mentor at the time too, he came up, he was like, yo, I want to introduce you to somebody. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. Cole. He's coming in. Cole? Yeah, J. Cole.
I've
heard of him. Yeah.
The fuck? Yeah. If I had like the beat, like the beep, the fuck, So he introduced me to Cole, and Cole was great. So the story is he was hearing the beat for a lot that night. Mm-hmm. So you remember in the verse when he says, man, I just came back from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right before he raps it, right?
Yeah.
So I met him before he got in the car on the way to North Carolina to write the verse.
Wow.
Yeah, so I met him right there, and he was like, he was talking to the guy, and then the guy was like, yo, if Dreamville ever wants to come record here, you guys can. And then Cole was like, oh shit, Revenge of the
I got this idea.
Dreamers, Revenge of the, because Cole was already good with Tree Sound.
Yeah,
he was already, he made a lot of stuff in there too. So he was
he was saying in the documentary they would just let him come record.
Yeah.
Because of like how much, I mean, who wouldn't just let
Jermaine Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
But I'm just saying, but they did just like take a complete, like, they were just like, yeah, sure. Come on.
He said it on the spot. He was like, man, I could do Revenge of the Dreamers like here.
Yeah.
And then, I'm thinking, oh shit, that would be cool. Dreamville up in here? That's what's up, And then after that, they talk. And I go to the room like, fuck, I just met J. Cole. This is crazy. What the fuck? And then we get the word that they're doing the Dreamville sessions in 2 weeks.
Oh, I was gonna say how much time was it? Okay, so
it was
2
like 2
weeks.
Yeah. So they came.
So he was down there, goes back up to Carolina, records a lot, verse,
December.
Assumedly, right? And then 2 weeks later, basically is back down, curating the
sessions.
the
I think it was like January. I think everybody came January 6th.
That's what blew my mind is the spur of the spontaneity. That's it. The spontaneity of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because when you looked at it, right, you would have thought this was like months and months and months in the works.
No. Yeah.
These golden tickets were like planned out.
No.
Bro, they didn't start posting that shit until everyone was already there.
Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah,
like
everyone was already back in Atlanta. The things were already started. It was already starting.
Yep.
And then Ebe and Cole were like, yo, what if we did this like golden ticket idea? And then they just blasted the fucking internet and saw it going like that was stupid.
Day by day in there was insane. The first day was just everybody just pulling up, just getting cool.
Yeah, and probably just the Dreamville people, majority,
Dreamville.
And like maybe the few very close like homies or
close
whatever,
people. Like I remember, once I seen Ebe come in the cave, which is the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
Once I seen Ebe come in, I was like, oh, this shit is real. And then I think Bosh came in there.
Ooh, Bosh would have been a good roast.
I thought you guys were gonna say,
yo, Bosh would have been a great roast. Way better than Crit, bro.
Not way better, but better.
So you guys,
we missed one there.
Legendary roast.
Yeah. All right, should we start over?
Welcome again on episode 89 of the One More Time podcast. Legendary recording artist Bosh.
Straight from Dreamville.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the immediate crew's there.
Yep.
And then like, how does it unfold, right?
So after that first day, I'm just thinking, it's just gonna be the crew, because of course, I was there when he said, just Dreamville recording, but you kind of forget that this is Atlanta. So once that word gets out, and everybody's connected.
Yeah.
So I remember Jid coming in, and I seen him. We did a song Vices.
Was that before he was with?
Yep,
it was right before, right?
Right before.
Yeah.
Right before.
They saw him in studio, like, all right, we gotta lock this guy down.
Yeah, like it was right before Jid had went to Dreamville. I guess he was already cool with them and stuff like that. But it was right before it got announced, and we did that song Vices, which, meeting him, that was I met him through Grip's manager Tig,
My boy.
Shout out Tig,
Shout out Tig,
shout
man.
out Tig, great guy. Which that's a whole nother story, legendary story. But yeah. So I start looking on IG, and then I see people getting invited and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. And I'm living there at the time. So I'm like, oh man, like all of my favorite rappers are about to come
to the crib.
To the crib.
Wow.
I remember we was all like, there's no way to describe how insane it is. Like, picture you're getting food in the kitchen, right? And as you're picking up, food and stuff, like Wale is right.
It's just in line behind you for the food.
Y'all, you guys are in line together to get some food. Like, I remember you guys always talk about like how the Bucks were in there, how random it was.
Yeah.
I got the funniest story I've been waiting to tell you guys.
Yes. I'm
like in the rehearsal, like in the cave.
Yeah.
Right? So we're all there, me and Willie and the rest of the guys. And we're all talking, and, Willie was like, yo, some crazy shit who I seen? And I'm thinking, like, who else could you have seen in there? Everybody's here. He was like, man, Chris Bosh was in here. Right?
Yep.
So I'm like, Chris Bosh? Get the fuck out of here. Chris Bosh. Right? So
Georgia Tech's finest.
Yeah. Right. So Willie goes, no, man, I'm telling you, man, Chris Bosh was here. He was playing beats.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Chris Bosh do not make beats, man.
The guy that hits all the mid-range shots? I don't think so.
Yeah, like, Chris Bosh is not in the locker room making beats. And, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's not making beats, right? Kid you not. Right when I say that shit, it's like, I'm right here. Willie's like probably like past that chair. And he's telling me all this. I'm like, man, you fucking lying. And we just seen Akon in there too. Like, with,
sure, why not?
Of course, seen Toomp and everything. So I'm just I'm still like, man, Chris Bosh was not in here playing beats, bro. Right? Kid you not. Like, had to be 2 seconds. Fucking Chris Bosh walks between us towards a studio room, and he has a backpack with the beat machine.
No, you got an NPC or some shit.
Yeah, I think
it's hanging NPC out the like zipper, you know.
I was like, he ain't making beats, right? He just walks past.
Damn.
And I just look up, and as he's walking, I'm like, that's Chris Bosh. He's making beats.
Yo,
he has the beat machine like in his backpack, and he's walking like he looks like he's on a mission. He looked like
in his full producer bag. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like he looks like a 10-year producer, like
veteran.
I'm getting a placement today. Like it was amazing. And as I'm looking and then I look at Willie, he's like, told you.
Wow. That's incredible.
Prod by Chris Bosh.
Shout out to Chris Bosh.
I wonder what his producer name is. Is it just Chris Bosh?
Bosh Beats.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was
That's
like,
a hard one.
I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
Alliteration is
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Man, it's so many stories.
Yeah.
Man.
No, for sure. I mean,
crazy.
I just thought it was interesting, and I don't know what your perspective was, but like, was it pretty dog eat dog? Meaning, like everyone was kind of fighting for.
You kind of fit in where you get in.
You know, like just in the documentary, they painted it very much like Buddy, for example.
Oh man,
he probably hopped on like hundreds of songs
everywhere.
He just was like, he pretty much like commandeered like the shit.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, we're here. I'm going to every single room.
Yeah.
I'm laying a verse down in every single fucking room, and you're not gonna fucking tell me I'm not. Like, this is what I'm doing.
That could have been the mentality.
And like some producers were like, I'm fucking getting my beats heard. I'm fucking getting a placement.
Yep.
Chris Bosh is heading straight to get a placement.
He's getting a placement today.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but like you, obviously, I know you were there, you know, in a whole other weird reason because it was like your home. But like, but in general, like, did you witness that kind of like, you know, competition and like people trying to like one up each other and like be in every place they could, and you know what I mean?
Definitely. But it was just more so, friendly, you know, because everybody there was either friends or about to become friends from those sessions.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was in, I went into the room, Jid was working on something, Deontay was in there, Reason was in there. And I remember Deontay was like, yeah, I want to get on that one, right? So he was like, where? And then I think they go to another beat. Deontay was like, yeah, load that up. I'm about to record that, right? And then Jid was like, damn, man, try to get on every beat, right? And Deontay was like, man, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? I gotta go hard. But just seeing everybody, man, it was more so like friendly. You know, everybody was like, man, I gotta get, you know, a beat here. Everybody was setting up in so many different rooms. People were setting up in the hallway.
Yeah, you know? Just fold out tables.
Yeah, whole fold out. I seen craziest setups in my life in that studio. In the studio, there was set up. There was a studio in the studio.
Yeah,
you know,
you got to be respectful, but you can't just be passive.
No, and me for sure. And like,
how did you handle it?
I was one of those guys who, unfortunately, like I didn't really know where I fit. Yeah, you know, in it. So, and I didn't want to intrude. So like, because I didn't know too many people like that close and stuff. I knew of everybody.
Sure.
But I didn't want to like bombard and be one of those like those, you know, dudes that nobody knows and stuff like that. But I could have pushed harder. But craziest situation. So we had a setup on the side room. And this is like the day before the last day. So now they pretty much got the whole album. Everybody's just working on stuff now. Yeah. People just making music, right? So me and Willie were like, well, shit, man, all these rappers are in here. Shit, like we could get features on stuff. We could work with everybody, you know? So as we're making songs, I put down an idea and I'm like, man, I want to get Buddy on this, like on this hook. Get Buddy, he does the hook. Saba, you know, he does a verse. So I have a song, like an unreleased record that has, you know, Saba on it and Deontay on it and Buddy on the hook.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It was a crazy song. And then I got a song with Swiss Beats.
Wild.
Right? Yeah. Crazy. Like Swiss just came into the room. He seen us working. He was like, man, pull that beat up. And I'm like, oh shit. Yo, Swiss Beats is about to get on this. And Swiss Beats does a whole verse and he leaves the room. He was like, all right, y'all know what to do with that. All right, peace. He gets out. I'm like, I have a fucking song with Swiss Beats, man. You know, it was crazy, you know. And then meeting Cole, man, amazing. That dude is so cool because he's just himself. Yeah, he was in there in just gym shorts, like athletic wear. Right, you know, he looked like he was finna go hooping, but he was recording. You know, and he was amazing, cool, just walking around, going to every room.
Did you see what he just did with the Type Beat producer?
Yeah.
Crazy,
amazing.
Right? What a guy, man.
Yeah, like amazing. And everybody could do that. Every
big rapper could do that.
They can do
and
that.
Change someone's life.
Change somebody's life.
The easiest thing they could ever do. Literally, they just have to do what they already do, and that's rap.
Yeah, what's cool
and just send the song to the fucking internet YouTube producer that they found the beat from.
It's just all about showing love, you know? Like even
who's giving you awareness by making tight beats.
Yeah, tight beats.
Already helping you.
If your tight beat has, you know, let's even give it on the smallest spectrum 1,000 views. That has your name 1,000 times. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and if you pick one that has 1 million views, fucking, you know, borderline, you're getting, I don't know, man.
It was crazy, man. Like just being in a room with Cole too. Like I seen like T- in the hallway, and I was like, I told T-. I'm like, yo, man, you one of my favorite producers ever, man. Like, man, this song shaped a lot of, you know, beats that I love around that era and everything. And then he was like, yo, come with me real quick. We in the room, it's me, T-. I think Reese LaFleur, he was in there for a second. And then Cole just walks in. And you know, I've of course, you know, met him weeks before when the idea came. Yeah. He remembered me from that moment. So as I'm sitting there like he sits on the couch, and they close the room because they finna mix Middle Child,
which is
So
probably I don't know 5 platinum, 5 times platinum. I don't know like how many.
Crazy, you know. So I'm hearing Middle Child for the first time, and
that's one of my favorite T- beats
ever.
It's the best beat ever.
And as I'm hearing it, I'm like, Cole is about to go fucking dummy out here. Cause think about it, we know Cole going crazy on the boom baps, and yeah, he'll get on like stuff like those, but they might be features and stuff, right? So when you're hearing Middle Child and you're hearing them horns and you're hearing them drum patterns,
it's regal, royal. I'm the king of this shit.
I lost my shit.
Yeah, bro, I
lost my shit.
It's easily one of my most played songs on Spotify. Has to be.
I lost my entire shit.
Yeah,
you just hear the horns first.
Yeah, I can't imagine listening to that in the same room as J. Cole and T-.
Cole is right here.
I can't even imagine that, bro.
Like man, dog. I still can't believe it. Like,
yeah,
I'm remembering the moment right now. Like picture like you're right here. You know, I'm sitting right here. You know, engineer's right there. Eve is right there in the corner. Cole is right here. I think Baby Rose came in. She was on the other end of the couch. Another dude right here by the mixing board. And Middle Child comes on, and it's just, the fucking speakers are just blasting and shit, and the fucking drums is hitting you. And you're sitting right next to Cole, and this is his single that's about to drop.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, this is the craziest moment in my entire life right now. I'm thinking, you know, like I thought working with Missy alone was amazing too. And then next thing you know, like Cole is right there mixing his record that's about to drop. And it was amazing. He looked up and he's like, man, what you think about that? Nigga, what do I think about that? Like,
do you think he's genuinely curious?
No, he's genuine.
Or does he know?
Like, yeah, he's genuinely like,
wow.
He wants to know what people think. For
but
sure.
it's also like, bruh, you don't have to ask. This is the most fired shit I've heard
ever, man.
Fucking my life.
Ever. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's in your head. You're like, dude, don't fucking ask me that. This is amazing. Like, what do I feel about this song?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Like, so.
Yeah. That's
great,
great, man. So you yourself have finished an album coming out soon.
Yep.
This actually is about to drop like very soon.
Yeah,
this
very
episode.
soon.
No, this episode is dropping like this week.
Awesome.
When is the project dropping? Do we have a date?
This quarter.
Okay. Yeah. So it won't be out yet. But it's called DeKalb. You've already announced that.
Yep.
For those that aren't familiar, DeKalb County.
Shout out DeKalb.
Is a county in Atlanta on the east side.
Yep.
That we happen to be in right now.
That's where I'm born and raised as well.
Woohoo.
So how would you characterize the sides of Atlanta? Like
this side of Atlanta?
Just
the sides?
Do you have like stereotypes as far as like east side? You know what I mean? Like,
so I used to have this joke that the South Side didn't have anything but like wing spots and gas stations and stuff.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. We're trending in the right direction.
On the West Side, there was this stereotype that people from the West Side can't dress, but I've seen a lot of cool people from the West Side. But I feel like personally, and then we could go to the North Side, which is funny. We just had
the
that,
North
versus the North.
In the North, you know, like the North, like Gwinnett.
Yeah,
the North.
North
versus the North
in
side,
the North,
which
you know,
is
the
like
North,
Dunwoody, Sandy
Springs. You know, shout out to Sandy Springs.
Yeah,
what up, y'all?
Yeah. No one's ever shouted out.
Yeah, no one's ever shouted out, and it's an amazing place. You know, I dropped out of school out there, man.
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
I dropped out of Art Institute in Sandy Springs, so that's why I know the area so well. But
and the East Side is just where all the cool people are.
Exactly. Yep, and that's how I summed it up. Yeah,
fair enough.
That's all you need to know, Ben.
So, what's your approach to making a record? And I guess more specifically, what was your like approach and process like with making of DeKalb?
Just wanted I knew that I wanted it to be personal because, you know, DeKalb is home, you know, DeKalb County's home for me. So I knew it was going to be personal. It was just more so about like, man, what exactly do I want to say? Because I had the idea for this album since 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had came out with a mixtape called Thanks for Nothing. It got posted on Complex when it was, you know, a big deal to get posted on Complex.
Remember the blog era?
Yeah, the blog era, you know, right at the end. and they put me on their ones to watch in Atlanta list. Greg Street brought me up to like the radio. It was just a crazy time. So I was like, I'm gonna drop my Illmatic after all of this shit, right? It's gonna be called The Cab. One word, The Cab. Never happened. Didn't happen that year.
Why not?
It just didn't feel right. For me, it's all about a feeling, you know. And I didn't know what I wanted the concept to be, and I just moved on to different projects. I was like, I'm gonna make The Cab, but it's gonna be when it feels right and when I get the right thing to construct it. So then I made the mixtape Mega Millions. I made the EP Tony, and then Almost There, you know, my last full album project.
Yep.
And then now it just felt right because COVID hit. So you're home. You know,
So home took a new meaning.
Yes, it took a new meaning, and
I'm literally stuck in fucking home.
Yeah, because I came back to the East Side top of 2020, right before COVID hit.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was me coming back home, you know, to the East Side. You know, things didn't work out with like my management stuff. So moved out of Tree Sound, and I still stayed out there with my friend Tillman. I stayed at his crib, and then Willie, because I also kind of grew up in Willie's crib too, you know. So his mom is like my mom, and
I love those friends.
Yeah, you know,
where it's
go in the fridge.
You literally could just bust in the door, don't even knock.
Like, hey, all right, peace.
Cut the TV on, like whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Yep.
I love those friends.
Yep. So they was like, yo, you can come back home. You know, and the main theme for my album is you can always come back home, you know. So that's The Cab. It's coming out this quarter. I would like to say. It's very personal, you know, and that was my approach the entire time, just being honest in why I came back home. You know, starting from where I started. I left the East Side in 2017. So coming back after all of this Missy stuff and people thinking like, oh, you probably made it? You know, you probably made it and stuff. But I'm like, guys, kind of going broke. My royalties are like
still got work to do.
Yeah, and I started to get like a little money around that time. But you know, I bought my car. You know, I bought a BMW. It was awesome. It's in the shop right now because somebody had hit it.
Because it's a BMW.
This is a BMW.
All BMW.
So yeah, I'm in a rental.
They gave you the Phantom?
Yeah, they gave me a Phantom. Yeah, it's right outside right now.
It's hard.
Yeah, we couldn't show you guys.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's out there right now.
Yeah.
So
Mikey let me do some donuts earlier.
Yeah,
so
man,
that was pretty tight.
Just trying to put on.
Much love.
That's all we trying to do. Yeah, so it's just about starting over.
Yeah, and so like I'm always curious from the time that you decided I'm gonna do this. Mm-hmm. Was that in 2020 when you like had made the decision, okay, I'm going to actually get back to working on this. Mm-hmm. So then what does it look like, right? For an artist who has decided I'm going to work on a project.
Yeah.
Because you've dropped some stuff between then and now, right?
Yeah. Like little freestyles.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You know, it's kind of more loosey type shit, but is every session then dedicated to the project?
The project. I'm glad you asked that. Cause it wasn't, you know, we were just creating. So with this project, it was the easiest I've ever put a project together because I wasn't overthinking. You know, I was just making music. I was also songwriting too. Mm-hmm. So at the end of every songwriting session that I would do, Willie would be like, yo, let's make one for your project. You know, like it wouldn't like the whole session would probably be about like songwriting for people or just creating music. We didn't, you know the exact concept. We were just like, let's just make shit. And then all the songs start to come together. You put them in a playlist. Now, out of nowhere, you have like 10 songs that kind of go together. And then you're like, oh, shit, I'm really saying something on here. Oh, it's telling this story. It's cohesive. So all the songs just came together. We didn't start being more intentional about the album until post-production. Because then I was like, all right, now I can change this verse. Now I can make it really about what I want to make it about, you know? So, yeah, and it's 2020. It's quarantine.
Yeah.
I dropped Almost There March 11th, 2020. And this was a day right before the NBA shut down. Mm-hmm. So everything shut down. I couldn't do shit. Drop a project, couldn't do anything. So we were just like, let's make music. And by the time we got to September 2020, that's when we were like, oh shit, like we're making DeKalb.
So is it fair for me to summarize that like you had gone back in and like reworked verses to better tell the story?
Yep.
See, like that's what I think. That's what I mean by like, especially when it comes to projects, right? Like if you're not just gonna throw a bunch of like loosies together and just call it a project, you do probably need to, or like, you know, maybe that is a pretty common thing where it's like, hey, how can we get in and like sharpen this shit? Like, we were kind of telling it, but let's like really be intentional about like this is the message of the story. You know,
post production. It's like listening to everything. Once everything is there, something might sound. You know, changing this on song 2 might make song 6 make more sense.
That's exactly what we did.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know, I respect that.
So I did need to get your opinion on this. Would you consider yourself an older artist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
How do you view that? Do you see that as a disadvantage?
I see it as weird as fuck, you know, because it's like
great answer.
It's weird, man. It's just weird because
you've been around for a while now.
Yeah, I've been around like a very, very long time. It's weird as fuck, you know. I'm like 29, you know.
That's not even that old.
It's not. But
in this game,
but it's rap.
I know.
And unfortunately, which is another weird thing because a lot of rappers we love are in their 30s. Like a lot of people are turning 35.
True.
You know, 36. So it's definitely weird for me because I've been around like so long, and I always looked at it like, damn, is it a young man's game? Like, am I about to like like? Are people about to look at me different? Like, you know, but my music still sounds fresh, in my opinion. So you couldn't really tell, in my opinion. I don't feel like people could tell, you know, my age when they listen to me. And I'm not worried. I feel like my crowd is like whoever, like whenever my songs resonate with people, like it's for them. You know, like people are gonna come to your music. I'm not saying, hey, I like you guys, so I'm gonna make this music for you guys. No, I'm just making my music, and you like it, cool. You don't, cool. There's a lane for everything, you know. So I'm just trying to stay in my lane, you know.
Yep, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
well, yo, I can't wait to hear it. You sent us the unreleased track with, like I said, a couple of familiar faces to the podcast. I'm excited for the whole full length album. Can't wait to hear it. It sounds like this was like super personal to you.
Very.
So I think it's gonna really hit home. Appreciate you coming on. We've entered a final segment of the podcast. I think you're familiar. So hopefully you've been preparing for this. Not that you can actually do too much preparation. Henry, where the fuck are we at?
We are at the Rapid Fire Rampage. And as someone who's seen the show, this needs no introduction. But there is a short answer, a this or that, and a word association. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
So scared.
Starting with the short answer. Mikey Aristotle, episode 89.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The One More Time podcast.
God damn it, Henry. I feel like you've done that once before, but it's still caught me off guard.
I don't think I have. No,
maybe not. Okay,
fresh.
maybe in like a weird dream of mine.
My heart is beatboxing right now, but go ahead.
The Netflix super documentary on the life of Michael Aristotle is set to be released. What is the title of that documentary?
What the fuck just happened?
Okay. It's an intriguing title. I think I would click it.
I'd click.
Yep.
Mikey, if you were arrested, what would your family and friends assume it was for?
Being too handsome.
Okay.
It was a good non-answer. Mikey, in a Freaky Friday type scenario, you're able to switch lives with anyone in the world for one day. Who's it going to be?
Jay-Z.
Damn.
What is something you're simply bad at, no matter how much you try to improve?
Tennis.
Okay. Interesting. You have 3 extra ears. Where do you put them?
3 extra ears? What?
3 extra ears.
3 extra ears?
Yeah. On your body, where do you put them?
Well, the back of my neck.
Okay.
Because I have braids, so I can not only hide them, but I can hear if somebody's talking some shit behind me.
All 3 of them back there, or just one?
Okay, I put 2 back there, and then all 3.
Describe your dream studio.
My dream studio is in Hawaii. by the beach. It's like a cave type situation. You know, it looks like a cave, but when you step in, it's like a whole nother world. You know, it's like the command center in Power Rangers.
That's fire.
Let me come through there.
Yep.
Cook up a little bit.
For sure.
For this one, you're going to need to pull out your phone. Who is the last call on your phone, and what did you talk about?
Oh, this is crazy.
And don't lie.
Okay.
Show me. I want to see.
Oh, Playback Ben.
Okay, before that, yeah, we were getting you here.
Hey, I'm outside.
Yeah. Bree.
Okay.
My friend Bree. She
Friend.
No. Friend. Homegirl.
Likely story.
No. Nah, but yeah, I was seeing if she was working. She's like a bartender, so I was just gonna get a drink.
Some free drinks, maybe? A little discount?
I show love.
Okay.
You know, I tip.
You get the discounted drink and then you put it back on the tip on the back end. Yeah.
I always wonder who comes out on top in those situations.
Not the bar.
Yeah, 'cause I would get so many free drinks from my friends that were bartenders.
Yeah.
And even though I felt like I was like tipping them an absurd amount, I still never felt like I actually like paid it back in full. But anyways, continue, Henry.
Mikey, how many ping pong balls would fit in a UPS truck?
20,000.
It's probably pretty accurate too.
Seems light.
Final one of the short answer. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Part one.
Part one.
Solid.
Really good.
Very solid.
The Hawaiian studio
cave
sounds fire.
studio.
Gnarly
Sick.
dude.
Yeah.
Indeed. Let's see if we can keep it up with
I'm not sure
part
about
two.
that Brie conversation, but anyways.
Yeah, Cat. That part was Cat.
Yeah.
We'll let us
Are
know.
you working? Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that one off camera.
Onto the this or that.
Yeah.
Hooks or verses?
Hooks.
Jazz or EDM?
Jazz.
Keys or guitar?
Keys.
Pencil and paper or phone notes?
Phone notes.
Play every instrument or speak every language?
Oh shit.
That's a good one.
Fuck.
I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. Fuck.
He thought he was
Speak
gonna
every
escape
speak
it.
every damn language.
Okay.
Fuck.
Robots or aliens?
Robots.
Clown wig or clown shoes?
Oh wow. Clown wig.
French cuisine or Japanese cuisine?
Japanese cuisine.
Hakuna Matata or YOLO?
YOLO. Shout out Drake.
Severely crack your phone screen right now or give yourself a moderate to severe paper cut?
Paper cut.
It's taking that pain.
Ouch.
Take the pain.
At least it heals for free.
Yep. Yeah, true.
Sneeze chocolate or cry cheddar cheese flavored tears?
Sneeze chocolate.
Wow.
And the last one of the this or that. Start writing exclusively K-pop or leave the music industry.
K-pop. This is where the money's at.
I was gonna say, hell yeah.
This is where the money's at.
Yo, sneezing chocolate is
What?
crazy.
I'm getting hella studios in Hawaii with that.
And he learned every language, so he can write that K-pop pretty easily there. You know what I'm
In the
saying?
native tongue.
Exactly. See?
It's a winner.
Yo, what was the other option besides the sneezing chocolate?
Cry cheddar cheese tears.
I'll be all like,
That's wild.
Weird, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneezing chocolate was definitely the move.
It's the move.
All right, Henry.
This is the word association. The final part. I'm going to say a word. Give me the first word off the top of your head. Here we go. Starting as always with hip hop.
rap,
Chicken.
talk,
Nice one.
Shout out Gucci. Purple.
haze,
Coach.
K,
Titties.
boobies,
Gas.
Zaza.
Matrix.
You said Matrix?
I did.
Neo,
Family.
affair.
Cocaine.
Where's the blow?
Ops.
Enemies.
Distortion.
Amazing.
God.
Amazing.
Podcast.
One more time, baby.
Let's go.
Bitcoin.
Question mark.
Yes.
Atlanta.
Childish Gambino.
Lawyer.
Stress.
Lil.
Wayne.
Michael.
Aristotle.
What a rampage.
What a rampage. What an interview. We appreciate you, my friend, for coming on the show.
Yes.
As always, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you all for your support. Mikey, appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank
Henry,
you, brother.
for having
Appreciate
me.
it.
Until next week, what are we doing?
Getting out of here.
Getting the fuck out of here. Peace.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Hop up in that foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no. Middle finger to the law.